Alright, it's been a couple months since I've made my last video. I thought I would make another one today. Don't know why. Actually, I do. My friends didn't want to call me and watch me cook, so I'm gonna do it for you guys. I'll be making a recipe I learned online, which is I don't really know how to describe it, if I'm being honest. It's just breakfast. So the ingredients I'll be using is apples. I'm using 3 because I can eat like a horse. You can use however many you want. You'll need coconut oil, ground cinnamon, any type of oats. You can even use grits if you want. Honey, any type of nut. Right now I'm using pecans, and ground sugar. Granulated, it's actually called. So the first step is to make this meal, is to cut up the apples, which is something I will be doing using a method I learned pretty recently, which I think is pretty cool. First, I need to wash these things off. And also, I apologize if you can hear the Risk of Rain 2 soundtrack in the background. I hope that's not too disturbing or annoying. And I hope you're a fan of the game, because if you're not, that is a bad opinion. I apologize, I didn't turn the camera. I'm currently taking out the stems, if you're wondering what I'm doing. Also, if you've got a keen eye, you probably notice that these apples aren't exactly the most fresh. That is in fact not a part of the recipe. You can use fresh apples. These ones are just ones that have been in there for the last 200,000 years and are now rotting. That was a joke. Okay, so let's start off with the cutting method that I'll be using. So what you want to do is you want to start, you want to put your thumb, you don't necessarily have to do this, you want to put your thumb over the core, and you want to cut a little bit off to the side. So say for instance, like my thumb would be right here, and I would cut right here, like so. And then you simply turn the apple, turn it, and then cut again. Make sure to cut around the core. But don't cut yourself, of course, because that would be unfortunate. Of course, feel free to take a bite to the apple, because it's pretty good. That's a really good apple, actually. Now, I'm going to show you how to dice an apple. So let's start with this piece. Actually, no, let's get a bigger one. So you can cut it in half, I would say vertically, like so. And then you want to keep the pieces together, keep it in shape, and then you simply cut along diagonally. Oh crap, I'm not right-handed. You guys probably can't really see anything. Damn it. Okay. You wanna just cut it in a straight line. Cut little strips off. Oh crap. And then simply turn the apple. Oh god, it's falling apart. Oh Jesus. Oh god. Turn the apple like so, and then cut it again into strips. And that should get you these little cubes. Well, they're not exactly. You get the picture. Then you simply want to pop these bad boys into your pan, which you should have. I think I forgot to mention that, as in, well, it's not really an ingredient, but a requirement. I'm using a larger topped pan because I feel a lot better when cooking with something that has a bigger wall, but you can actually use something like a frying pan if you'd like. I'm going to do the same thing here. Actually, no, I'm not, because this isn't even tall enough for that. I'm just going to cut it in half, and then cut it along the sides. Like so. You get these nice little cubes. Very pretty. Just dump those into your pan again. Then do the same for this one. Cut it in half, which is what I'm doing. And then cut it into strips once again. Now, I'm gonna pause this recording and come back when I'm done cutting my apples, because this would be pretty repetitive for you guys to just, you know, sit here and watch me cut apples for the next 30 or 40 freaking minutes. I'm kidding. You get the idea, okay? We're doing a cooking show, okay? This is not a watch me cut apple show. So I'm gonna cut it and come back later. Is that a fly? A fly just landed on my cutting board. And it flew away. I'm gonna wash this. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright folks, I've got all my apples cut up. As you can see, there's plenty in here. And the next step, sorry, gotta clean this off. Alright, so the next step after slicing your apples will actually be to add a bit of olive oil to the pan, not olive oil, sorry, coconut oil to the pan that you're cooking in. Now, because I've already done that, I will be skipping that step visually, but just know that you need to add coconut oil into your apples, into the pan, whatever. I'm gonna bring this camera a bit closer to the food so you can actually see what's happening inside. I apologize for the very shallow angle here. It is rather difficult to film with this tripod that I'm using. Actually, maybe I can use my hands. Whatever. As for the temperature that you set the apples to, by the way, I personally like to usually, essentially, fucking cook the, well, I cook the hell out of it, but fry it all to hell and set it to like 6, but you can set it to any setting as far as I know. Maybe not low, because that would just take forever, and I don't even think it would actually give you the desired result. I think the idea that we're trying to have, I think the concept that we're trying to make happen with these apples is we're going to soften them up so they'll fit more within the final product, because we're making oatmeal, cinnamon, oh, that's what it's called. It's cinnamon apple cinnamon? Whatever. Cinnamon apple oatmeal, and that's typically soft, so we're softening up the apples by cooking them a little bit. You can let them sit for a bit, or you can keep on stirring them if you want. Me personally, I like to stir them around because I'm a little energetic. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm just gonna let these cook for a little bit and just listen to that good old Chris Antimo soundtrack music. I really don't know how to pronounce his name. He's the guy that produces the Whisk of Rain soundtracks. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the coloring of the shell, not the shell, the skin of the apple will start to fade a little bit, the coloring, because I think it's getting mixed in with the flesh of the fruit somehow. I'm not sure how that works scientifically, but I'd love to learn if anyone was willing to educate me. Or, you know, I could just look it up like a normal person. Okay, now for this next step, you're going to need to add sugar. Because I'm making, because I have 3 apples, I will be using, hold on. I'll turn this down a little bit. I'm gonna put my thingy in the sink. So because I have 3 apples, I will be using 3 scoops of this, which is, let me see. A tablespoon. So I'll be using 3 tablespoons of sugar because I have 3 apples. That's 1 tablespoon for each apple. So I just spread it around, make sure to cover everything. And then get another scoop. Spread it around, make sure to cover everything. Oh, you guys can't even, I'm sorry. Make sure to cover everything. Get a final scoop. And cover everything. And then simply take your tool that you was using to stir the apples around and mix in the sugar. I will bring you closer so you can actually see what I'm doing. Just mix it all in. It should begin to stick and coagulate. Well, not coagulate, that's the wrong word. It should begin to stick to it. Oh, hey, they're playing, my Alexa's playing, what's the song called? I don't know. I honestly, I forgot. The, Sundered Grove one. That song that plays with that biome. It might as well be dead. There it is. Yeah. Okay, so you just mix it in, and they should start to be a lot softer and easier to move around. As you can see, they're moving around a lot more fluidly. I will show you. This is kind of hard to get a perspective. I'm not exactly the camera guy. So you just, should be a lot easier to move around is what I'm trying to say here. You should also notice a buildup of liquid at the bottom of the at the bottom of the pan. I'm going to turn the heat back up. I had turned it down low so you guys could actually see. Right now it doesn't have much of a smell, but once you add the cinnamon, it'll have a lot stronger of an aroma. And by the way, here's a fun fact. I don't know why, but for some reason whenever I add cinnamon to this specific recipe, actually, this recipe specifically, I get very itchy, and I hate it, man. I hate it so much. I'm gonna put up my other ingredients while this is doing whatever. I'm putting up my coconut oil. Next ingredient you will be using is cinnamon. With this, I'm going to turn it down low because I think the reason that I get so itchy is because the steam might be lifting some of the cinnamon up back into me, and it's getting on my skin, which is causing me to get itchy. So I'll let this cool down a little bit. You don't have to do this step. This is a personal thing. And then simply, I don't even think there's a right amount of cinnamon you can add or a wrong amount. But for me, I like to get it until it's all pretty brown. So, okay, the steaming has stopped. So I'll show you what that looks like. So, this is a lot of cinnamon, Jesus Christ. And I can already see the powder going up. I hate this. Please don't get itchy, I'm trying to record. Okay, so mix it in once you've mixed in the cinnamon. Oh, that smells so good, holy Lord. This is what mine looks like. It's, I don't know if you guys can see this properly, but it looks like this. It's very brown, and it looks delicious. Like you could eat this stuff on its own. I'd love this if, like, turned into applesauce maybe. I'm gonna turn the heat up, let it simmer in itself for a while. I think simmer was the wrong word there. Okay, so the next step, which will probably be a little weird to some of you, you're just going to add the oats. Don't add any liquid right now. Just add the oats. If you're wondering what I'm using maple and brown. You don't necessarily have to use that one. It's just the only ones I have on hand. I'm going to add my second packet because I'm using 2. Again, I eat like a horse. And then you want to mix that all in. So let me grab my thingy here. And I'm getting itchy. Great. And just mix it all in until you don't see any more liquid. And all of the oats have absorbed the liquid. Oh my god, that smells good. But I am so itchy. I hate this. Oh my god. Okay. Take a look at that. We're not done yet. So, next, what you want to do is you want to add either milk or water. For me, I'm all out of milk, so I will be using water. I don't think there's a specific amount you should use or shouldn't use. I'm not quite sure myself. So I'm just going to fill a half of a 16-ounce cup of water and just pour it in. Now, next you just need to cut up your nuts. I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm gonna put this lid on. This is completely optional, by the way, and this is actually my first time doing this. I just want to see what happens if I do put this lid on and turn it on low to let it actually simmer. Now I'm gonna grab my cutting board, my nuts. I'm sorry. Let me dry this off actually. I don't want my nuts sticking to the board. I need to grow up. Alright, so I'm gonna pour these out. Let me put you like this. Let me check on you actually. Okay. Now I'm just gonna put them all over my cutting board. Oh, I need to get more pecans from the basement. And then I typically use this butcher's knife because it's kind of, you can rock it, but you don't necessarily have to use it. I'm just very inexperienced, and so I don't know like the proficient way to cut these. And also I've already washed these and taken all the shells off these pecans. Usually when it comes to pecans, you're gonna have to shell them, and that's a really tedious process. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It took me like an hour or so. I had an entire bag of pecans, and I had to shell, and I wanted to shell all of them so I could have them to eat as snacks anytime I wanted, and that took a while. I'm gonna start by, I'm just gonna rock the knife like this, because again, I have absolutely no technique and I don't know what I'm doing. If you're wondering what I am doing though, I'm using the knife to push the pecans into my hand, and then I am keeping them up against my hand like so, and then simply rocking them where the pecans are stacked. Dude, I love that game's soundtrack. Chris Antela is a freaking... He's good at making music, man. He's good. Oh crap, I think someone's here. Oh wait, no, that's the mailman. I think. Alright. You can cut your nuts to any desired size you would like. For me, I like to cut them into little bitty pieces so that they can add a little bit of texture and a little bit of extra flavor to the oatmeal. I'm gonna check on this. Holy Lord, that smells good. Oh my God. Ow! Okay. I forgot how hot that was. I'm gonna turn it up to, I've turned it up to 4, by the way. The oatmeal, if you're wondering what I'm talking about. Gonna cut these up a little bit more. And then I'm simply gonna add them to the oatmeal. So I'm gonna use the knife. I'm gonna scoop them onto my knife. Put my hand under it so nothing falls. And then scoop them into the oatmeal. Not really scoop, but you get the idea. Then all you gotta do is simply let the oatmeal cook until it's less watery and more thick. Wow. Okay. Phrasing, of course, is very important in the kitchen. You don't want to sound like a freaking pervert while you're cooking oatmeal. Okay. I'm gonna bring you closer so you can actually see what's happening. I'm gonna wash my utensils. This is, again, I'm just doing things in the background to keep me busy while this simmers down. I'm gonna set it to 6 actually, so it can get done quicker. If you can't tell, the edges are starting to kind of take on the texture of, I don't know, like microwaved oatmeal. That sounds really unappetizing, but that's actually, that it means that it's getting rid of some of the water, which is a good thing. Are you still hot? Yeah, you're a little. Ow! Sorry. I'm gonna mix this around, just check on it. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can tell the difference now, but it's definitely thickening up with all that water getting eradicated. Eradicated? What an aggressive word for evaporation. I'll just give it a few more minutes on that high heat, and then I should be safe to take it off and add some honey, which is, again, optional. By the way, I just realized this breakfast is probably extremely unhealthy or something with all the sugar and the honey. And again, I'm not a professional here. I'm just a guy following instructions on something I saw a while ago. I think I've been making this meal. I mean, I think I've made it a grand total of perhaps 5 or 6 times. It's pretty good. It's pretty filling, and I love it. Alright. Ooh, yeah, look at that. I don't know, you guys probably can't see that, but look at this. I'm gonna actually take this off the tripod so I can actually show you guys. Look at this bad boy. Looks good to me. Heck yeah. I'll give it maybe a few more seconds on that stove and I'll take it off. I'm gonna grab my bowl from my broom so I can put it in. Alrighty, I'm going to take it off of that heat, turning it off, mix it around a little bit more. And simply pour it in. Give me a second, folks. There you go. Oh, I thought I made a lot more than that. Okay. And here's the finished product. Let me grab a spoon. I'm gonna taste this and immediately projectile vomit. I'm gonna love it. Actually, I'll probably taste this later. This is gonna take a while to cool down, since it is just a dense thing of heat, essentially. I really don't know how to describe it. But it's dense in flavor from what I know and how I make it, so it's pretty enjoyable. I'm not going to be adding honey, but if you would like to, you could. The reason I usually add honey though is because the honey for me acts as a substitute for the cinnamon whenever I don't add enough. So it adds the flavor that the oatmeal itself is missing, that all the apples and the pecans or the nuts have on their own, which is what the purpose of the honey was supposed to do. But when you add enough cinnamon, the flavor from the apples gets mixed in with the oatmeal pretty nicely to the point where it gets evenly distributed and there's enough flavor with each bite of oatmeal. Wow, these hand motions. Okay. I think I'm going to end the video off here. So thanks for watching and goodbye.